Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back. This deep dive is a continuation from Part 1, Co-Creating the New Earth, Science and Ancient Wisdom. And welcome to the Viral Healing Podcast. This is the space where we awaken people's higher selves by bringing forth awareness. I'm your host, Jess, and with me, as always, is Kyle.
Hello, everyone.
You know, we really want to take a moment to thank our dedicated listeners for all of the love and the insightful feedback.
Yeah,
It really means the world to us that you guys are engaging with this material.
it really does.
And we just appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah, your engagement really helps shape these explorations.
It really does. So let's pick up where we left off. We're delving into this fascinating intersection of scientific collaboration and these principles behind creating what we've been referring to as a new Earth. So a future society characterized by greater individual and collective well-being and a deeper understanding of consciousness and more harmonious global interactions. Now, since our last conversation, we received some interesting new material. A lot of it focused on the structure and spirit of CERN, the European Council for Nuclear Research, and how its model of global collaboration might offer insights for this grand vision. So our mission today is to extract the most relevant connections between CERN's success as an international scientific endeavor and the aspirations for this unified and positive global future that we're talking about.
Right.
We're essentially acting as architects, looking at the successful blueprint of CERN to see which elements could be adapted and applied to this ambitious project of building a new Earth. Okay, so let's unpack this. One of our sources proposes a really intriguing idea. They talk about a CERN for the information environment. So, Kyle, can you elaborate on what this concept entails and why it's a useful starting point for understanding CERN's broader significance?
I think what's fascinating here is this notion of applying CERN's collaborative framework to the challenges we face in our increasingly digital world.
Right.
So this CERN for the information environment would essentially be an international research institute modeled on CERN, but focused on studying and addressing issues impacting our online interactions. So things like misinformation, cyber threats, online polarization.
Yeah, these are huge.
Huge issues, yeah. And so the goal would be to bring together global experts to collaborate on evidence-based research and develop solutions. Much like CERN unites scientists to explore the fundamental nature of the universe.
So using that model.
Yeah, adapting a successful model to a different but equally important area.
Absolutely. And to understand that model a little bit more, we should really look at CERN's beginnings.
Yeah.
It didn't just appear out of nowhere, did it?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I think if we kind of connect this to the bigger picture, CERN's origin story is incredibly relevant.
Yeah.
Founded after the devastation of World War II. Its vision was to unite scientists from different nations, many of whom had been on opposing sides of the conflict, for peaceful purposes through scientific inquiry. So the shared goal of understanding the universe became this powerful force that transcended political divides.
It's amazing to think about.
It is.
Like former adversaries now collaborating at CERN. And the driving force there being scientific discovery.
Right.
So do you think that the more philosophical and potentially diverse nature of the New Earth aspiration is likely to present kind of different or maybe even greater challenges in achieving that same level of unifying purpose?
I think that raises a crucial point.
Yeah.
While scientific inquiry at CERN has a relatively defined set of objectives, the New Earth vision encompasses a broader range of values and perspectives.
Oh, sure.
However, I think that underlying principle of a shared aspiration, a desire for a better future, for increased well-being and interconnectedness, could still serve as a powerful unifying force. Even if the specific pathways to achieving it might be more varied and require more nuanced dialogue.
Right, so you're saying we might not all agree on the path. Exactly.
But we can all agree that we want a better future.
Right. And I think that's a powerful starting point.
It is. Okay, so we have this powerful origin story, this idea of unity through a shared, if broad, goal. But how does CERN actually function on a daily basis that makes it such a successful model for international collaboration?
That's an important question about its structure.
Yeah.
So CERN involves numerous member countries that contribute to its funding and governance. And scientists from around the globe come to utilize its cutting-edge facilities for their research.
Wow.
So this framework, where diverse nations and researchers contribute to and benefit from a central hub of knowledge and resources, offers a tangible blueprint for organizing and sustaining large-scale international collaboration.
Okay.
It's like a microcosm of the global community focused on a common aim.
I like that. Okay, so building on this idea of structure, another critical pillar of CERN's success is its commitment to open science
Yes,
and knowledge sharing.
absolutely.
And this seems incredibly important.
It
So
is.
tell me more about that. A core value at CERN is making scientific knowledge and the technologies they develop freely available worldwide.
Oh.
They operate on the principle that scientific progress thrives on openness and collaboration.
And I think we have like a prime example of that, something that has impacted the world in a profound way.
Indeed, the World Wide Web
Yes.
was invented at CERN. Tim Berners-Lee developed it to facilitate information sharing among scientists, and while its current ubiquity wasn't the original intention,
Right.
its creation stemmed directly from CERN's ethos of open access and knowledge sharing.
Which is incredible to think about.
It is.
And how can we connect this back to the New Earth concept, this idea of openly sharing knowledge and resources related to consciousness and well-being?
If we consider the New Earth aspirations,
Okay.
the principle of open science underscores the vital importance of freely sharing ideas, practices, and insights related to consciousness and well-being.
Mm-hmm.
So think about things like meditation techniques, right? The CERN model suggests that making information about these practices, as well as research findings related to human potential, openly available through various platforms,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps mirroring CERN's own open repositories, could significantly accelerate the collective progress towards this new Earth that we envision.
Like an open source kind of database of information.
That's right. And CERN has policies, like preprint servers and open access publications are mandated for publicly funded research.
Wow.
So for the new Earth, this could translate into creating open source platforms for sharing effective meditation techniques or research on consciousness,
Yeah.
ensuring accessibility for everyone, regardless of their financial situation.
I love that. It's about democratizing knowledge,
That's right.
empowering individuals, and beyond just sharing information. CERN also provides this shared infrastructure and resources.
Precisely. So CERN provides these incredibly complex and expensive scientific instruments,
Yeah.
like the Large Hadron Collider, along with this vast computing infrastructure, which are beyond the reach of most individual researchers or even single nations.
Mhm.
By pooling resources, CERN enables a global community of scientists to conduct cutting-edge research that would otherwise be impossible.
So how could this translate to the New Earth context? We're not building giant particle accelerators for consciousness, are we?
Right.
But the underlying principle is key.
Exactly. In the context of building a new Earth, this could manifest as the creation of shared platforms,
Right.
perhaps online communities, collaborative digital spaces, or even physical centers
Yeah.
that facilitate learning the practice of co-creation techniques
Mhm.
and the development of new approaches to personal and collective well-being. Imagine like a decentralized online platform where individuals can share their successful personal growth strategies,
Yeah.
access guided meditations created by various practitioners,
Yeah.
and participate in virtual co-creation workshops. It's kind of like an open source library and community center for well-being.
Right. So a place where everyone can come,
Feel you.
share their knowledge, share their experiences, and we can kind of build this together.
It's about creating those accessible hubs where
Mhm.
individuals can connect, share, and collectively build towards the shared vision.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so another aspect of CERN's success seems to be its interdisciplinary approach.
Yeah.
It's not just physicists working there, is it?
No, absolutely not. While particle physics is the central focus,
Yeah.
CERN actively encourages collaboration among a diverse range of experts,
Okay.
including scientists from various fields, engineers, technicians, and increasingly, those who can help connect scientific knowledge with policymakers and society.
Mhm.
So this growing emphasis on transdisciplinary approaches, where different fields of knowledge intersect and inform one another,
Yeah.
is really vital.
And how does that interdisciplinary aspect relate to our New Earth conversation? Because we've talked about things like quantum entanglement
Okay.
and concepts of interconnectedness and ancient wisdom.
Exactly. And CERN's collaborative spirit, where seemingly disparate researchers work towards a unified goal, could be seen as a macro-level analogy for this underlying interconnectedness at the quantum level.
So it's like a real-life example of
That's-
what we're seeing
That's right.
in quantum physics. I like that. Okay, so the New Earth concept often involves integrating these different ways of knowing.
Mm.
And the CERN model highlights the value of bringing diverse perspectives to the table.
Absolutely. And this could mean actively fostering dialogue and collaboration between scientific understandings, like the quantum physics we've discussed previously,
Yeah.
and spiritual or philosophical traditions, what we've been referring to as ancient wisdom.
Yeah.
By valuing and integrating these different lenses, we can gain a more holistic and comprehensive understanding of ourselves and the world around us, which is essential for building this new reality.
So it's about breaking down silos and
Yeah.
fostering a richer, more integrated understanding.
Totally.
Okay, so something that seems to underpin all of this collaboration and knowledge sharing at CERN is the sense of community that they've built.
That's absolutely right. CERN has fostered a truly global community of researchers. And what's fascinating here is that this community isn't just based on professional necessity.
Mm-hmm.
It's driven by a shared sense of curiosity, a common passion for understanding the universe, and a commitment to the shared values of collaboration, openness, and inclusiveness.
And we see echoes of that in the New Earth movement, don't we?
Precisely. The sources mention how the New Earth movement also emphasizes building community,
Yeah.
often leveraging social media and shared online experiences, even using hashtags like hashtag New Earth Creators.
Yeah.
The underlying principle is the same, connecting individuals who resonate with a particular vision and fostering a sense of belonging and collective purpose.
So it sounds like CERN has really nailed this aspect
They have?
of building a strong values-driven community around a shared goal.
Yeah, it's a really inspiring example.
It is. Okay, and then finally, one more point about CERN that really stood out is its explicit focus on peaceful applications of its research.
Yes, this is a foundational principle. CERN's founding convention clearly states that the organization is not concerned with military applications,
Wow.
and that its research results should be made generally available. So this commitment to the peaceful pursuit of knowledge
Yeah.
is deeply resonant with the positive and transformative intentions that lie at the heart of the New Earth concept.
Right.
It underscores the idea that knowledge and progress should serve the betterment of all humanity.
That emphasis on peaceful aims is so crucial.
It is.
And it makes me think in the context of the New Earth, are there any aspects of scientific inquiry, perhaps in areas like consciousness research, where we need to be particularly mindful of ethical considerations or potential misapplications?
That's a really important question, and I think drawing lessons from CERN's proactive stance on this is really valuable.
Absolutely. It reinforces this idea of a shared positive intention driving the work. So when we look at all of these core principles of CERN, this emphasis on collaboration, open science, shared resources, interdisciplinary approaches, community building, and peaceful aims, it's hard not to see some really powerful parallels with what we understand about ancient wisdom's vision of unity.
It is really interesting to see those connections.
It is.
And I think the alignment between CERN's operational philosophy and the core tenets of ancient wisdom regarding unity is quite striking.
It is.
So let's take collaboration across divides as an example.
Okay.
CERN was intentionally established to unite a post-World War II Europe through the common language of science,
Yeah.
effectively transcending cultural, geographical, and political boundaries. So this very act of bringing together former antagonists to work towards a shared scientific goal beautifully mirrors the ancient wisdom concept of our fundamental interconnectedness and underlying unity.
Yeah.
So despite our apparent differences, there's a deeper level of unity that binds us.
That's powerful. The fact that nations with these recent histories of conflict could come together under the banner of scientific inquiry speaks volumes.
It really does.
And then there's this idea of science for peace at CERN.
Right. CERN's explicit rejection of military applications and its commitment to making its findings public aligns perfectly with ancient wisdom's pursuit of knowledge for the benefit of all beings, not for purposes of conflict or domination.
Right.
CERN was envisioned right from the start as a unifying force, a beacon of hope after a period of immense division.
So it's like science consciously choosing a path of unity and benefit for humanity.
I think that's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah. And what about the idea of CERN as this shared human endeavor?
Right. The pursuit of fundamental knowledge at CERN is framed as a borderless human endeavor,
Yeah.
driven by our innate curiosity as a species. And this resonates deeply with the ancient wisdom perspective of a universal human spirit, and the understanding that the quest for truth is something that unites us all, regardless of where we come from.
That sense of a common human spirit driving inquiry. It's beautiful. Then we have CERN's commitment to knowledge sharing and openness.
right, their open science policy,
Mm-hmm.
ensuring that research and technological advancements are freely available,
Mm-hmm.
directly reflects the ancient wisdom emphasis on sharing wisdom and insights to facilitate collective enlightenment and progress. It's about the understanding that knowledge is most powerful when it's disseminated widely.
Yeah. Keeping knowledge locked away serves no one in the long run.
Exactly.
And even CERN's embrace of diversity seems to echo ancient wisdom as well.
Yes, CERN actively promotes inclusiveness and equality,
Yeah.
recognizing the immense value that a diverse community of researchers representing over 100 nationalities
Wow.
brings to the scientific process. And this mirrors the ancient wisdom understanding of the universe as a unified whole, composed of countless diverse elements, each contributing to the richness and complexity of the whole.
So the CERN model itself, this interconnected web of collaboration, openness, and inclusiveness, can really be seen as this holistic modern manifestation of ancient wisdom's core principles of unity in both purpose and action.
Precisely, and the fact that CERN was established in the aftermath of such a devastating conflict
Right.
makes its commitment to these principles even more profound. It was a deliberate act of building unity and fostering hope through a shared scientific vision.
It really underscores the power of intention
It does.
and the conscious choice to build bridges. Now, looking forward, our sources also touch on how CERN's structure can inspire this collaborative future, especially when we consider the information challenges we face today and the ongoing pursuit of scientific advancement.
What's fascinating here is to remember the specific context of CERN's founding.
Yeah.
It was a direct response to the immense suffering of European science after World War II and the significant brain drain that followed. So this group of forward-thinking transatlantic scholars came together with this powerful vision to create a world-class physics research facility that would not only advance scientific knowledge, but also reunite the international scientific community around a shared vision of science for peace.
So it was born out of a need to rebuild
Exactly.
and to foster collaboration in the face of adversity.
That's right. And the fact that CERN has not only survived,
Right.
but thrived for nearly 70 years as a large-scale, truly international scientific collaboration
Yeah.
speaks volumes.
It really does. It stands as a powerful living model
It does.
of how sustained global cooperation in pursuit of knowledge and shared goals is not only possible, but can lead to extraordinary achievements.
Yeah, it's truly inspiring.
It is. And it offers a tangible blueprint for how we might approach other global challenges that require this kind of collective action. So an enduring testament to the power of shared purpose and structured collaboration. Okay, so let's recap some of these key insights. As we begin to wrap up, it seems clear that CERN's operational principles, this emphasis on international collaboration, open knowledge sharing, the provision of shared resources, the value of interdisciplinary approaches, the fostering of community, and this fundamental focus on peaceful aims really do offer tangible and practical models for anyone striving to build a more unified and positive global future.
Absolutely. And it's crucial to reiterate that profound alignment we've uncovered between these very modern principles of CERN and the timeless wisdom emphasizing unity, interconnectedness, and a shared human purpose that we find in so many ancient traditions. It's like these fundamental truths are being rediscovered and reapplied in a contemporary context.
It really gives you a sense of hope, doesn't it?
It does. Seeing these principles in action on such a grand scale.
Yeah. So for our final thought today, I want to pose this to you, our beautiful listener. Considering CERN's remarkable success in the realm of scientific discovery, through this unwavering collaboration, what might become possible if these same core principles of openness and shared purpose were to be more deeply and intentionally integrated into other aspects of our global society?
Wow.
Particularly, how might this kind of collaborative spirit help us in navigating the increasing complexities of our information environment and in fostering collective well-being on a global scale?
That's a really vital question.
It is, and I think thinking about how we can scale these principles beyond the scientific realm is a really powerful exercise.
It is.
Thank you all so much for joining us. For this continuation of our deep dive, we send you all so much love. Remember, each and every one of you is deeply loved.